In this lesson, we'll take a look at percent equations and the percent equation formula that we're going to take a look at is going to be is over of is equal to percent over 100. So in essence, what we'll do is we'll set up a proportion, and keep in mind that a proportion is just two fractions set equal to each other, and then we'll solve. In order to solve a proportion, however, you'll need something called the cross product property. And the cross product property says that if you have two proportions that are set equal to each other, you can cross multiply. So here we have A divided by B is equal to C divided by D. The cross product property allows us to multiply. So we can multiply A times D, and we can set that equal to B times C. So let's take a look at some examples. In this example, we're given that 60 is 80% of what number? So in our percent equation, remember we have is over of. So whatever we're given as the value for is will go in the numerator. Whatever we're given as the value of will go in the denominator. Then we'll set that equal to our percent. So we'll simply remove the percent symbol and we'll add that quantity if one is given, and we will always divide by 100. So going back to our problem, we have that 60 is, so 60 is going to go in our numerator. 80%, so I'm going to put 80 in the percent spot of what number? So since we're trying to find the of, that's going to represent our variable x. And notice that our percent is always over 100. So now that we have our percent equation, now we will cross multiply and divide. So I'm going to multiply 60 times 100. And I'm going to set that equal to 80 times x. So 60 times 100 is 6,000. That's going to equal to 80x. Now we're going to solve for x. So the opposite of multiplying x by 80 is to divide by 80. So we're going to divide both sides by 80. So we divide the left-hand side by 80. We also divide the right-hand side by 80. However, notice that 80 on the right-hand side will cancel, and we're left with our final result. 6,000 divided by 80 is 75, so we have that 75 is equal to x. Now we'll take a look at another example. In this example, we're given what is 5.3% of 94. So we're going to set up our percent equation. What is, so the is our variable, that's our unknown. I'm going to place an x in the is spot. 5.3%, I'm simply going to remove the percent sign. I'm going to add 5.3 of 94. So in the of, I'm going to put 94. Now we're going to use a cross product property to cross multiply and divide. So I'm going to divide x by 100. So we have 100x. I'm going to multiply x times 100. So I have 100x. I'm also going to multiply 94 times 5.3. So we have 100x is equal to 498.2. Next, we're going to solve for x. So the opposite of multiplying x by 100 is to divide by 100. So I'm going to divide both sides by 100. On the left-hand side, the 100s are going to cancel. We're left with x. So we have a final result of x is equal to 4.982. Now we'll take a look at one last example. And in this example, we're given what percent of 16 is 13. So what percent, so the percent is our variable or our unknown. So I'm going to simply substitute that with x of 16. So 16 is our denominator and 13 is our numerator. We're going to use a cross product property. So we're going to multiply 13 times 100. We're also going to multiply 16 times x. So 13 times 100 is 1300. Now we're going to solve for x. So the opposite of multiplying x by 16 is to divide by 16. So we're going to divide both sides by 16. On the right-hand side, 16s will cancel. We divide 1300 by 16, so we have that 81.25 is equal to x. Thanks for watching.